What's going on, folks? Welcome back to D-Live HD. This is Victor, and today we are going to be discussing the latest Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC, Pyra and Mythra. There's a bit of a controversy surrounding this one, so without any further delay, let's jump right into it.
Switch it up. Switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. I had to switch it up. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft. I had to switch it up.
I don't think that I've had the opportunity to really dig deep into a Xenoblade themed video yet, but for those that don't know, it is one of my favorite franchises. I've beaten all of them as of the release of the original Xenoblade, the Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch. That was the only one I hadn't beat, but I got that knocked out last year and I just absolutely loved it. I love all the characters and the world building in these games, even though all of their stories seem to be moderately separate from each other. But overall, it's just a fantastic franchise that has great combat, great stories, and mainly lovable characters. Xenoblade 2 was a game that I was skeptical on for a while. I really liked all of the gameplay they showed off when they first announced it, and then later at E3 in 2017 they showed a whole bunch off. But getting my hands on the game for the first time, I wasn't super sure that I was going to like it long term. Especially because some of the characters in Xenoblade 2 are just the worst. I don't know how to explain it any further than that, but they're just really annoying. But the story itself drew me in. The combat was as deep as ever, even though they don't explain a lot to you. But overall, I thought it was a really good game. And I think it belongs on a list of the top Nintendo Switch games because it overall, despite the flaws that it does show compared to the first two games in the series, that being Xenoblade and Xenoblade X, I think that it deserves the praise that it gets. So when I heard that they were bringing Xenoblade 2 characters to Super Smash Bros., which I was actually watching live when they announced this, I was not surprised, because Nintendo is really trying to push Xenoblade as one of their biggest franchises now. Now, the games typically don't sell more than 1 million, 2 million copies, but I mean, for a JRPG that is basically getting started within the past couple years, I'd say, I would credit that to be really good, because there's only 3 main Xenoblade games, and one of them was on the Wii U, and hasn't even seen a release on the Nintendo Switch, really. And I think that the original Xenoblade is seeing most of its life in flourishing on the Nintendo Switch. So I would say Xenoblade has really hit its high on this console, so I'm not surprised at all that they would want to bring a character over to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And a lot of people were upset because it was just another anime sword fighter, and I can understand why they would be upset by this, because, you know, we have Fire Emblem characters, and then we also got the characters from Final Fantasy VII. It just sort of seems like the same character re-released. But I can say with 100% certainty, after playing as Pyra with this DLC being out, that she is super unique. And also, she has the ability to switch over to Mythra, who has a different play style and also is a lot faster. So it's sort of like how Zelda and Sheik were one character at one point back in the older games, where you could switch between them. I think that that's a very good thing to compare Pyra and Mythra to, because when you do your down B attack, you actually switch between both characters, and they play very differently. And that's true to the game, because in the game, you can switch between Pyra and Mythra on the fly, because they're sort of the same person. Kind of hard to explain. You should go play the game yourself if you want to know what I'm talking about. But for somebody looking in from the outside, you know, not being a fan of the franchise, I can tell that they would be very disappointed, especially wanting more third-party representation. I actually played Fire Emblem this time around. I had never gotten into the series, so I was very excited for Byleth to be announced for Smash, you know, the character that everybody was so frustrated with that they would put another Fire Emblem character in the game. And then I actually really like Xenoblade, So seeing another Xenoblade character, because we only have one other one, and that is Shulk from the first Xenoblade game. So seeing Xenoblade 2 representation in the game, while a little bit late because the game came out, what, 3.5 years ago? I'm really excited because I love the game, and it's not always that I get to see characters that I love from games that I love being brought over to Super Smash Bros. Now, I would have preferred something like Monster Hunter or other Capcom representation, but it's really good to see somebody from a game that I love, and I hate that everybody just has to throw a fit about it and act really mad about it when, in all honesty, Sakurai and Nintendo can put whoever they want in the game. It's their game. And if they want to push Xenoblade, because Smash Bros. Has kind of become a good marketing tool to sell more copies of Xenoblade, maybe they have another game coming out soon, then why would they not put a Xenoblade character in the game? And I know that they want to put more female representation into the game, so that's why they probably went with Pyra and Mythra, and not anyone else from the game. So the logic behind why they put Pyra and Mythra in Smash Bros., it makes a lot of sense, and I'm not going to fault them for that, and I'm not going to be upset because it's actually a character that I like. And I'm not going to be upset if it wasn't a character that I don't like. I've never played Final Fantasy VII, but for a little bit. I've never beat the final boss, and I was not going out and yelling and rioting in the street because they put Sephiroth in the game. Like, I don't care about that character, but I know there are a lot of people that do care about that character, so it's good that he's in there. But I think that everybody should calm down about the whole Pyra being in Smash thing, because, oh, it's just another anime sword fighter. But honestly, her character is very, very good in the game. I think she plays super well and is very unique, and I definitely think that she is worth picking up. Now, I bought the first Fighter's Pass. This time, I did not buy the Fighter's Pass because I don't have a lot of extra money right now, so I decided to just spring for the one character, Pyra and Mythra. And if for some reason I want to get all the characters later, I'll just take the hit and lose the $5 that it takes to buy all the characters separately, rather than buying the whole pass thing that they sell on its own. Overall, I'm really enjoying Pyra and Mythra and how they play, and how they use their swords uniquely as, you know, sword fighters, but also really enjoying that we have more Xenoblade 2 music in the game, a really awesome Xenoblade 2 stage, and overall, I think that this is a really good DLC, and even if you're not a fan and you have a fighter pass, you should still give them a try, because it is absolutely a blast playing as these awesome sword fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. We love talking to you guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Lastly, check out our Twitter account for gameplay of the latest releases. But most importantly of all, remember to always stay one up.